Hello everybody, and I wish you very welcome back to another Top Drives video. Thank you all so much for 1,500 subscribers. We reached that milestone before the end of 2019. I cannot believe it, guys. Thank you all for subscribing, and I hope the channel will continue to grow in this steady pace. It's been amazing to watch the last couple of weeks go by, gaining a lot of subscribers each and every day. Now guys, I promised at 1,500 subscribers we were going to do a garage tour, and I am going to do it right now. This is the video you're watching, as you can tell from the title. So guys, my last garage tour, I don't know if you have seen it, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. It was around 50 minutes long, I think, which is absolutely just a really long video. And since that video, the number of cars in my garage has nearly doubled. So basically I'm gonna try to make this go by a little bit quicker than my last garage tour, because I'm pretty sure 50 minutes is a little bit on the long end of things. But yeah, I'm still going to make a complete garage tour. I'm going to go over all my cars, and we are going to take it one rarity at a time. So let's get into it. So filter, we can see I currently have 463 cars, where one of them is not supposed to be in my garage, and it's the Maserati Gran Cabrio, because I already have another one maxed out. So basically we have 462 cars to go through, which is quite a hefty number if I do say so myself. Let's start with the commons. The most boring probably, but most important cars. So not most important, but some of the most important for some events, of course. So let's have a look at what I have here. First we have the Volkswagen Type 2, which I won from certain events. It's also maxed 969. Then I have 3 of these Firebird Trans Am. I have 2 of them maxed 969, and I have 1 which I haven't worked on. Then we have a Fiat 127, a Maserati A6C, A6G, what am I doing? And these are both not maxed, so they are kind of irrelevant. But we have the Alfa Romeo 6C 2500 Villa d'Estate, d'Este. I cannot pronounce these Italian names, but this one is maxed for speed. And then we have my 5 Honda Beats. I think they haven't changed one bit since the last garage tour, but there they are. Then I have my 2 maxed out Chevrolet Citroën Mihari. They are both 969, beautiful little rides. Then I have my maxed out Renault Twizy. I really like that car for the slaloms. In rain, it's really good for slaloms in rain, especially as a common car. It does a really amazing job with that. I have the maxed out Austin Maxi, of course, the maxed out Chrysler Town and Country, I think for speed maybe. Yeah, it's maxed out for speed. I have the Pontiac 6000 ST all-wheel drive, which I should get to work on. I have the BMW 507, which I should also get to work on. I have the Chrysler Drifter maxed out for speed. I have the Austin Healey and the Austin Ambassador, both 969. Or is this one maxed for speed maybe? Yeah, okay. Sorry. So the Ambassador is 969 and the Austin Healey is 996. Then I have the Alfa Romeo 2600. This one is 2-starred. And then I have the Volvo maxed for speed. I have the Mercedes-Benz 600, which I haven't touched. I have the Volkswagen New Beetle Cabriolet 969, the Ford Focus Coupe Cabriolet 969, the Lancia 2000 HF, which is an amazing car, also 969. I have the Fiat Cubo 969 and the Fiat Panda, which is a great car, 969. So that's kind of my comments, nothing special really, a lot of good solid rides. Let's move on to the uncommon category, and let's go all the way to the end, and we start off with the Volkswagen Country Boogie. This one is maxed 969, and it is actually helpful in some club events, I must say. Then we have 4 of these smart cars. One is maxed and it's 969, I believe. Yes. And then we have the smart Brabus Roadster and the Maserati 3500 GT, which are both maxed. and then I have the Mercedes-Benz 300, the Alfa Romeo Spider, the Mito, the Alfa Sud, the Sportiva, and then I have a car which is actually quite good, the Subaru Legacy. It's good for some club events, I must say. This one is max 969 and it helps me out quite a lot. I have the Pontiac Fiero, the Maserati Quattroporte, the original. Not worked on that yet though. I have the Sebring, I have the Fiat Tipo 2.0, and let's try guys. Sedicivalvole? Sedicivalvole. I don't know. Maybe I got close, maybe I didn't. Sedicivalvole. I don't know. And then we have the Lancia Fulvia. Really good car. The DS5, of course, a must-have car. Same goes for the Autosam, and then I just have the Chevy Blazer because sometimes it's actually useful. I have the maxed out Volvos, of course, and the Twizy, which I have actually done quite wrongly. I think 969 is the better tune for this one, but I did mine 699, which is a mistake, I believe. And then we have the Volkswagen Corrado, the Nissan Patrol, the 5000 GT, the Ford Ranger, Honda Clarity, and the Polo, Vauxhall Frontera, Volkswagen Corrado, and this one, which is actually quite good, the Disco Volante C52. Should definitely work on that one at some point. And then we have the Subaru Justy, beautiful car, the Porsche 924, which is quite old, I believe, 324 days old. Then we have the Plymouth GTX, crazy car, the Peugeot 309, which is actually a really helpful uncommon car. Definitely should keep that. I have the beautiful Mazda Yunus Roadster, that's a definite keeper. I have the Maserati Indy, which I'm currently working on, the Opel Vectra down here as well, the Lancia Delta, Beta Coupe, Honda Civic, Jaguar C-Type, the Fiat Barchetta, Honda City Turbo. I used to have two Honda City Turbos, but now I only have one. I used to have a 996 as well, but now I only have this one. I have two Chrysler Laser XT, which are both maxed out 969. I have the Chevy Volt, the Chevy Impala, and the BMW 728i. Beautiful collection of uncommon cars, if you ask me. And then we go into the rare category. Now keep in mind, I am trying to get all the rares and all the super rares in the game. So many of these are not gonna be like special cars. But let me go over some of my favorites in my garage, and I will just slowly scroll through and I will stop at my favorites. So here we already have two favorites. The Chevy Code 130R, really great all-around car. And the Chevy Malibu, amazing standard tires car. Let's continue. Of course, the beautiful Ford Escort Rally Spec, great car. And the Ford Focus ST170, another really underrated car in my opinion. Then we have the Ford Mondeo, amazing standard tires car. And let's move on. The Lotus Elise, of course, stands out as being a really cool car. And you can see I have a lot of other maxed out cars I'm not even mentioning. The Maserati Ghibli, for instance, very beautiful car. Yeah, continuing on. This one actually got a nerf, so it's not nearly as good anymore, but it's still a nice car, I believe. So this is one of the cars that helps me out a lot, because it's one of the few rear wheel drive medium cars I have for the rare category. It's also a 70s car, so that's useful sometimes. We have the Pontiac Bonneville. I don't really use that a lot. I have two Subaru XT. I should definitely get to maxing out my second one at some point, because that would really help me, I think. I have the Volvo 850 T5R, and the Volvo C70, of course. Yeah. And the BMW i3S I should also definitely get into maxing out at some point. The Corvette, of course, a staple piece of anyone's garage. This one has been in mine for 320 days. Really good ride, nothing else to be said. The Cadillac Escalade I've heard is really good, so I'm gonna get to maxing that one out at some point as well. Then we have the GMC Denali, which I should also get to maxing out, another amazing ride. My Honda Accord, which is the oldest car in my garage, I believe, with 332 days. Over 1,000 races, 63%, so meh win ratio, but quite good, I would say, for what it's used for. Then we have the BBRs, of course, beautiful cars. I should get to maxing all three of those out. but I have one maxed out for now. And then of course the Pontiac Firebird Trans Ams. As you can see, all of them lined up here. I have one of them maxed out. Maybe I should max out another one, because sometimes you need two rare drag cars, and I usually use a Firebird and a Chevrolet, the Chevrolet Corvette, but maybe I should use two Firebirds instead. That would probably be better. We have the Ram Dodge first generation, great car here, and definitely holding on to that and liking how that's performing. We have the BMW i3, which has surprised me many times on city streets, beating cars it shouldn't beat, but as you can see, the win ratio is quite okay. And then this one, the most overpowered 12 RQ car in my opinion. I don't think the win ratio will be good for this one, because now see 48%, but that's because I use it versus cars and it only loses by 50, even though those cars are maybe ultra rare or super rare, it only loses by 50, so it's a really good car for RQ saving for sure. And then we have the Chevy True, nice car. The Fiat Panda. This is quite underwhelming actually. I thought it would be better, that's why I maxed it out, but it's not quite good. And then we have the 350 GT, nice little ride there, that's why I keep that one around. We have the Pontiac Trans Am, also a nice little ride. What more? Yeah, of course, the lovely Caterham 7. I had this for the longest time as well, 326 days. Ever since it was used to be uncommon, you know, like that wasn't really long ago it changed, but it's a really neat car. Even now when it's up to rare and has standard tires, it's really neat. And then I have the Fiat Turbina here. Now this one I have because look at that top speed for 11 RQ. I mean, it's ridiculous for test balls in 11 RQ. Also standard tires, which is crazy good. Then we have the beautiful Lotus Elan. This one is a really nice slalom car for sure. And we also have the beautiful Land Rover Defender, which is actually a good off-road RQ saver in my opinion. So that's good. And then I don't think I have anything else of interest except for the Subaru Leon, which is an amazing ride actually. Like this one has saved me a lot. So that's a really good ride and I'm really glad I have it. So that's it for the rare cars. As you can see, I have quite a lot, over 150 I think was it, yeah. So let's move on to the super rares, and keep in mind I'm trying to max out, I'm trying to not max out but to get all the rares and super rares in the game. So that's why I also have a very inflated number of super rares. As you can see, I have 104. If I wasn't keeping so many super rares, maybe that number would be somewhere 70 or 60. So yeah, let's have a look at what I have here. We have the Stilo Group N, which is actually quite good for an Italian off-road car. And then we have the BMW 220. I should get to maxing this one out at some point. It's a really good car. We have a car that's helped me a lot in the recent events, the BMW Z4 3.0. A really nifty car, but as you can see from the win ratio, this is also one of those cars where I put it against a lot better cars, and then I just lose by 50 points. So even though it has a win ratio of 27%, that's all justified. So it's a really good car, it truly is, trust me. I have the Cadillac CTS. Nothing to be said about this one, just an all-around alright car, 70% win ratio. I mean, it's not terrible in any way, shape or form. Then we have 4 Datsun rally cars. I have 2 of them maxed out, both of them 969, and 2 of them still waiting to get worked on. I have the Dodge Durango, alright car I would say, not the best, not the worst. I have the Fiat Abarth Rally, I have the Fiat Cicciento Rally. Both of these quite nice. I think this one is quite nice actually. How much wins does this have? Yeah, look at that, 74%, really good. And this one 87, but that's not justifiable I think, because that's only been put against in clubs against people without off-road cars. So yeah, it's a decent ride, the Cicciento, definitely. And then we have the Ford Ranger Wildtrak, nice car. We have 2 of the Jaguar D-Type and 2 of the Lamborghini LM002. But both of these cars have only 1 maxed out. I'm definitely gonna get to maxing out both of them. Like I'm gonna max this one and I'm gonna max this one. Then we have the Lotus Elise 111S. Good car, really good car. I just haven't gotten around to maxing it out because I haven't really needed it, because my Lotus garage is so good even without this ride. Then we have the Mazda RX-7. Used to be ultra rare, now is super rare. It's such a good car. Like, I cannot stress this enough. If you don't have a Mazda RX-7 and you get it, definitely keep it. Then we have two Mercedes-Benz GLA 220D. This one is not worked on at all except for 9, so I should get to work on that one, because this one is really good. I might max this one out 996 actually, because it is quite a good drag car actually on the gravel and things, because it has alright mid-range for sure. Then we have the Mitsubishi Outlander. I need to get to this one at some point, maxing that one out, and the Nissan 350Z. Both of these used to be ultra rare, now they are rare and they are really good. I have two Clio Cup cars. One is getting a little bit worked on, but I definitely need to max both of these out at some point. I have the Porsche Boxster, which is a good car. I've had this for a long time. No, I haven't. Okay, so I had one, then I sold it, I guess, and then I got another one, and that's the one you're looking at now. And then I have both the super rare roofs. I should definitely get to work on this one because I've heard it's really good. Haven't raced it yet. Same goes for the SCR. Then we have two Swift Rally specs. The maxed out one I've had for 300 days, and it has a 63% win ratio over 1200 races. Then we have the Vauxhall VX220. This one is maxed out, it's just waiting for its upgrades. We have the Volkswagen Phaeton, which is alright. The Volkswagen Scirocco R, which is a really good car. What is the win percent on this? 66%? Definitely should be higher. It's a really good car. I have the Tiguan and the Touareg. I prefer the Touareg, but some races the Tiguan actually wins. That's why I keep both of them around. I have the Volvo 850 all-wheel drive. I have the Buick Regal Turbo. Beautiful rides, both of those. I have the Jaguar XJS Trans Am. I really need to work on this one at some point, because it is a good car nowadays. I have the Lamborghini Miura. Nice car, 3.90 to 60, and I have the slightly underwhelming Lancia D24 Pininfarina Spider Sport, because this one has very bad mid-range, like very underwhelming mid-range. Then I have the Mitsubishi Montero Black Edition. Don't use this a lot. How many races has it got? I have had it for 100 days and only raced it 125 times. 17% win ratio though. I have the Porsche 911 S 2.7, one of my favorite cars in the game. I just like how it looks, and I like now that it's medium and standard tires. I really enjoy it a lot. Yeah. And then we have the two Renault R21 Turbo Europa Cup. I should get to working on this one, but this one is maxed out. 500 races in 180 days. That can just justify how useful this car is. If you do not have an R21 Turbo Europa Cup, definitely look into getting one. Then I have the new Beetle RSI, one of my favorite all-time cars in the real world, because I grew up playing Midtown Madness, and this was one of the staple cars in that game. Then we have the Abarth 124 Spider. Decent car, I must say, owned for 98 days and already raced 370 times. I have the BMW 520D Touring, underwhelming car, I must say, but I'm not gonna sell it because it's maxed, but it's an underwhelming car, I must say. I have the Cadillac ELR, which I need to work on because it goes up to 89 handling, which is absurd, and I think 5.3, I believe, 0 to 100, which is crazy. I should definitely work on that one. And then we have the Mazda RX-8 Spirit R, great car. And the Pontiac Grand Prix, great car. And we have the Price Rover, which just got a buff in the latest update, and now it's actually quite alright. I believe before the update I had probably around 42% win ratio with this, and it's already up to 48%, and I don't think I've raced over 50 times even. So here we have the 850R, we have the Abarth 1000TC, nice little car. Not as good as I thought it would be, but definitely a keeper. Then we have the Giulia TZ, one of my favorite cars. Such a nice car. This is a slalom beast. It has 58% win ratio, but once again, this is one of those RQ saving cars which you put against much stronger opponents to try to just lose by 50. We have the also important C2 R2 Max. This car is so good for 15 RQ. If you do not have one, when you get it, keep it, let me tell you. Then we have the Lamborghini Miura Roadster. Now this one is good for sure, over 100 mid-range. It is very surprising on the 1 mile, let me tell you. And I think that's pretty much everything of interest. Well, of course I have the C70 T5R, so that's the super rare category. So let's move on now. I can tell this video is already way too long, guys, but let's move on to the ultra rares and let's see what we have in here. We have, starting off really strong with the Abarth 030. Now this one has slick tires and not very good mid-range, but the stats are crazy good. 4.095. Really do enjoy this car for the Italian ultra rare category. We have the Audi S1, an alright car, I must say. We have the brilliant M6 convertible. Not quite a good win ratio, but still pretty nice. We have the X6 and its better version, the X1, which I should get to work on sometime. As you can see, I haven't really done anything with it, but I only got it 5 days ago. The X6 I have played quite a lot with, 500 races in 100 days, over 70% win ratio, which is really good. We have the CTS Coupe, which I should get to working on as well. I have the STS, which is actually used quite a lot. How many races do I have with this one? 340 races in 80 days. 71% this one as well. I have the Camaro SS, which is a really good car I've had for over 200 days, 75% win ratio. I have 2 Chevy Colorado, one of them maxed and one of them not maxed, 85%. I mean, these cars are just so OP. Definitely gonna max the other one out before a new update drops, because chances are this will go up to Epic. I am pretty comfortable with it doing so. Then we have the Chevy Tahoe Custom, and here you can see the gap between Chevys. This is the Chevy Tahoe is 5.883 and it has all surface tires, and the Chevy Colorado is 5.884 with off-road tires. Like, it's just so much better. The Chevy Colorado is an amazing ride, and the Chevy Tahoe shouldn't even be 22 RQ in my opinion. Then we have the Citroën Metropolis. We have the Ford Focus RS 500 and my 2 maxed out Ford Focus RS 200s, one for speed and one for 969. Then I have my Honda Legend I should get to work on, the XFR I should get to work on, and the Lancia 037 Rally. The Lancia is good, but I don't think I will work on it soon, because it's not really a prioritized car to work on. I have the Lotus Carlton, the Maserati Grand Cabrio. This one I've had for 11 days, already played around 100 races. Not a very overwhelming win ratio on that one for sure. I have the Maserati Quattroporte Sport GTS, and I have the 2 Mercedes AMG S63. One is maxed, the other one I'm definitely gonna work on maxing out. I have the beautiful Mercedes AMG SLC 43. This one as well I'm gonna have to work on maxing out at some point. I have the 2 Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4s. I used to have 3, but I had to fuse one. I don't remember which event it was I had to fuse one for, but the fuse was definitely necessary, so I'm glad I did it, so to speak, so that's fine. I have the Porsche 718 Boxster. Nice all-around car. It used to be better. It used to be 3.994 and now it's 4.194, but as you can see I've had it for over 300 days. So it's definitely one of the staples of my garage, that's why it's never gonna go away. Then we have 2 Porsche 924 Carrera GTS Rally Specs. This one is actually up to 2-star, I just haven't upgraded it yet. I definitely want to max it out. This is the one I'm aiming, this is the ultra rare I'm aiming to max out right now. Like, that's the one I'm putting all the power into, because I want to have 2 maxed out 969 Porsche 924s. Then I have the Tamora, definitely should work on this one as well. And I have the Tuscan maxed out. The Tamora is obviously better, so I should definitely get to working on that one. Then we have the 535D Touring, once again slightly underwhelming mid-range, but it's a decent car, it's just decent, you know. The BMW X5, keeping it because it's a style icon and it's actually quite alright. I have the maxed out Delta Integrale Evoluzione and I have another one waiting. Same goes for the 340R, I have a maxed out 340R and another one waiting. I have the Esprit S4, which I definitely should get to working as well. And then we have the Grand Cabrio I was talking about. This is the only not locked car in my garage because that is going to get fused at some point. Then we have the maxed out Maserati Grand Cabrio and we have the Maserati Tipo Birdcage, which I am gonna try to work on after the 924 is the plan. Then we have the Mercedes AMG G-Wagon. I've had this for quite some time, 200 days. Good car for hill climbs for sure. Then we have the Maserati, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 1. A decent car, I must say. I have the Ram Rebel, which was available by winning a series of kind of prize car events. Definitely happy that I ended up getting this one in the end, because it's a good car, for sure. I have two Sport Megans, one of them is just 9 and one of them is maxed, 969. Good cars for sure, very good cars. Then I have two Roof 3400S, definitely keeping and maxing out both of those at some point. I've actually started working on this, as you can see. I have the maxed out Golf GTI TCR. I would definitely get another one of these and max it out as well. A really good car. I'm guessing the win percent is really good on this. Yeah, 80%. Such a good car, that one. I have two Giulia Veloces. One is maxed out and one is not. Decent car. Definitely going to max out the second one, but not prioritizing it whatsoever. I have the Alfa Romeo Mito. Owned it for 31 days. It's already had 340 races, which is crazy. But there it is. It's quite a good car, I would say. I have the 7270, which was the last car I maxed out. As you can see, it's just waiting for its upgrades. Yeah, I maxed it out for an event. Definitely gonna keep it around. It might come in useful some other time as well. I have the Caterham 7360. Gonna work on that at some point. I have the Aerovet. Gonna work on that at some point. I have my Max Trailblazer all the way from the career. 326 days I've had this one for. Yeah, great car, great car. Nothing else can be said about the Trailblazer other than it's a great car. I have the Dodge Charger Daytona. I used to have two of these, now I only have one of them left. Alright car, definitely couldn't see keeping two as viable though. Then I have the Lamborghini Countach, definitely gonna work on that at some point. I have the maxed Lamborghini Miura. I have the Quattroporte, which is 2 stars. I have the Grand Sport, which I haven't really put high on the priority list to max out whatsoever. I have one Desir left. I only kept one. I think one is fine enough for me, and this one is 969. And then I have the Roof Turbo 3.3, nice, beautiful looking picture on this car. I have the Vauxhall Calibra Turbo, which I've actually worked a little bit on. I have the Elise Sport 135, the Pontiac Solstice, which is actually quite good, the TVR Griffith, and finally the Volvo XC90 V8. So that was all of my ultra rares. Now I have quite a few of them and I am really happy with most of them. That's why all of them are locked, of course, except for the one exception of the Maserati Grand Cabrio. This one is good as well. I didn't really mention this one. This one is gonna get maxed out in soon for sure, and that's gonna be a good car as well. Let's move on to Epic now. We only have Epic and Legendary left, and to start off Epic we have the beautiful RS7 Sportback. I've had this one for 327 days. It served me in over 3,600 races, and it has a 75% win ratio. What a ride. I really like that car. Even though it's really nerfed now, I still like it a lot. I remember when it used to be 30 RQ and really good. Now it's 28 RQ and decent. I really like the picture of this one. Then we have the TTS Coupe I got very recently. Nothing to be said about that car so far. I haven't really gotten to try it out yet. The 750 X-Drive I got in a guessing challenge versus Blossom. Really good car, definitely should work on it at some point. I have the maxed out X6. Great car, I must say. Great car. I did 969, which is a little bit controversial because 996 is the preferred tune on this one, I think. But the 90% win ratio really justifies this car, no matter how I tuned it. So yeah, such a good car. 90% win ratio. I believe that's the highest in my entire garage. Then we have Cadillac CT6, nothing special, it's just a CT6, everybody should have one. Haven't really worked on it, should do at some point. Then I have my two Chevrolet C06s, this one is maxed on handling and this one is not worked on at all. I have the SRT Hellcat, should get to work on that at some point, and I also have the Charger SRT Hellcat, should definitely get to work on that one as well. That one goes down to 2.8 or 2.9, something ridiculous like that. Definitely should work on that. I have my two Lamborghini Gallardo cabriolets. Both of these are really good, the second gen Gallardos, and I have the Lamborghini Diablo VT Roadster as well. Really great car. Lotus 211 supercharged or S-charged, such a good car. Like, it's just awesome to have it in my garage finally, and of course I maxed this one out as quickly as I could. I've owned it now for how long? Like 14 days maybe? 37 days, okay. 82% win ratio, a great car. We have the Mazda Ferrari, just an amazing ride. I remember when I got this one, I got so excited, and for all the right reasons. This is just a crazy car. I'm a little bit upset with them actually just crapping on the car by giving it slick tires, this latest update, but I guess that's fine. Then we have the Mitsubishi Lancer Revolution 6, which is maxed out 969. I have the Porsche 911 Carrera S, which is maxed out 699. I have the GT2, which is not worked on yet. Definitely should work on it. I might actually do this one 996 because of its amazing mid-range. Then we have the maxed out roof R compressor. This is one of my favorite cars in my garage. It's maxed out 996, of course. This one has amazing mid-range, and as you can see, 77% win ratio. Only had it for 50 days, almost played 300 races already. We have the Disco Volante, which is maxed out, which is not maxed out, but it's upgraded like this. Decent ride, had it for 17 days. Yeah, then we have the M6 Grand Coupe, definitely a car I am interested in working on. It has actually decent MRA, which is nice. I have the Caterham CSR, which I've had for the longest time now, I think almost 200 days maybe. Yeah, 214 days, 68% win ratio, nice car. I have the two Camaros, this one is actually from the Carrier, so this one is 320 days old. And it's upgraded like this, it's 2-star, and then this one is the one I got recently from a challenge, and that's not worked on at all. Then we have my DS numero 9, it's actually worked on here as well, so I can upgrade handling on it. And this one is soon to be maxed out, a really great car in my opinion, definitely a keeper. I prefer this one over the Cadillac CT6 for sure. Then we have the Ford Mustang Boss. I've worked on weight once. We have the Lamborghini Diablo, which is worked on chassis once. The Levante, which is a beautiful car. I'm definitely gonna upgrade this one more. We have the Mitsubishi Evolution Lancer 8, which is a great car. 969 this one. Whoops, KT Play, please. I have the 718 Boxster, which is upgraded on handling, as you can see. Had it for over 200 days, only used it 300 times. Not really a good car. I have the Bananas. I have this one maxed out 699, and I'm gonna max the other one out for drags, I believe. So 996, or maybe I might do this one 699 as well. I haven't really decided yet. Good cars, really good cars. Let's have a look at the win ratio of this one, 84%, crazy car. Then we have this one I've worked on weight for, the Alfa Romeo 4C. I have the CL1 I got very recently from a ceramic pack. I have my two Ford F-150 SVT Raptors, definitely should work on one of them at some point soon. I have the GMC Cyclone maxed out 969. Great car, 89% win ratio, not much more to be said. Maxed this one out pretty quickly because it's actually supposed to be a lot better than what it is represented as in the game. It's supposed to be a lot quicker to 100, so hopefully it will get a buff soon. And then we have the Quattroporte. I've worked on weight on this one just once. An alright ride for 24 RQ for sure. And then I have the two R5 Maxi turbos. This one is maxed, upgraded on engine and chassis, and this one is not upgraded whatsoever. And then I have my Range Rover 5.0 V8, which used to be 22 RQ when I got it, and now it's epic. This one I've had for a long time, as you can see, 270 days almost. 73% win ratio over 1,300 races, definitely a solid car. So that was all of my epics, which means we only have one category left now, guys, the legendary cars. Are you excited? I am. Here they are. We have my beautiful Acura NSX. It's gonna be maxed really soon. I had it for 70 days and it's already almost maxed. It just needs one more upgrade on weight and then it will be done. This one is 87% win ratio, 459 races in just 69 days. Crazy car. Then I have my most recent legendary addition to the garage, the Ford GT90. I've really not used it a lot. It has 77% win ratio over 6 days. A good ride for sure, a good ride. Then I have my Carrier 12C, which I've worked on like this. It's 663. And as you can see, I've owned it for 311 days and it's participated in 3,463 races with an even 70% win ratio. Then I have the McLaren F1, just a nice ride, really nice ride. And then I have the Nissan GTR, my favorite car. I must say the Nissan GTR might be my favorite car of all time. The Lexus LFA is also up there for sure, but I think the Nissan GTR just holds my prize for my favorite car of all time. A nice car. It's between the Nissan GTR, the Mazda RX-7 and the Nissan GTR, the Mazda RX-7 and the Lexus LFA for sure. Then we have the Roof Turbo R Limited, actually quite a disappointing legendary, 55% win ratio so far. Not the best, but still, I like to have a roof legendary. It's really nice to look at. We have the beautiful Cadillac Sienna I won in the finals. Monstrous MRA on this one. Used it for 9 races, whereof I've won 7. Then I have the Lamborghini Murcielago. This one has been with me for 36 days and it's already done almost 300 races with a 72% win ratio. It's not the best legendary for sure, but it's one I am keeping and I'm liking. Then we have the GT1 road car, upgraded once on weight. I'm definitely gonna upgrade this one on chassis after I'm done with the Acura NSX. This one is a really good car for 28 RQ. Definitely has monstrous MRA and it's definitely a car you should look into. And then of course we have the most underwhelming car of my legendary garage. It's the Lotus Exige S. It's not very good, this car, but I am glad to have it because even though it's not very good, it is very beautiful to look at. I think this car is just absolutely stunning and I'm so honored and happy to have it in my garage. So guys, that was all of my cars in my garage. And that was a lot of talking. I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave it a like. You could also subscribe to become a part of our ever-growing family. Sorry for the little stumble there. I've been talking for quite some time, so I think you can understand if I stumble over my words here. You can subscribe to become a part of our ever-growing family. We're at 1,500 subscribers, which is literally just amazing. So I would like to thank you all once again. I did in the beginning of the video, but I'm gonna do it again. I want to thank you so sincerely for 1,500 subscribers. Also, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to like it. It helps me out so much when you like my videos. My Top Dress related Instagram, if you didn't know I have one, well, it's not really only Top Dress related, it's a little bit Rebel Racing related as well there. So it's Top Drives and Rebel Racing content, but if you want to go and check that Instagram channel out, the link, not the link, but the username will be down below in the description, so you can go and check that out. Alright guys, that was all I had for you in today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. Until next time, which will be tonight's video, which will be on Rebel Racing. So until then, I shall bid you farewell. Stay safe guys, and goodbye.